good.
All right.
Okay, so
Roll
this
call.
is, hang on, Dave, let me just make sure the public knows how to participate. So this is the April 22nd meeting of the Wetland Agency. It's going to take place in the Zoom format. Chair is David Scott. Planning staff is also attending. That would be me, Deb Jones, Linda Galetta is here, as well as Bruce Lofgren. So any members, we don't have any public hearing tonight, so if any members of the public want to participate, they need to raise their hand, and they need to do that under the public communications portion of the agenda. So with that, I think we are ready to do roll call. Go ahead, Dave.
All right. We have Ashworth, Block, Scott, Hudson, and we don't have Williams. And
I see Barbara. I don't see her, but I see a block for her.
Me too.
So
Yeah,
I think she's
I'm
trying
here.
to get in.
Barbara Block, but we don't have Barbara Williams.
The video is off for Barbara Williams.
It is. There it is.
There we are.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here.
All right. Good to see you. We have no public hearings tonight. Public communications, Deb?
I am looking, we have one attendee who is a phone call, but I don't see a hand raised. So I don't think there are any public communications.
All right. We need a vote for the approval of the minutes of April 8th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of April 8th.
Do we have a second?
I second that.
Comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, set. We have no new applications. And Bruce, can you give us an update on the Commerce Park?
Sure. I don't really have this is Bruce Lofgren from Planning and Development Services. I don't have any real update on the LDI application. I've reached out to the applicant and I really haven't heard, I haven't actually heard any response at all. So we are still waiting on a lot of elements of the application for it to be a complete application. You know, I wouldn't feel comfortable having it in front of you guys again for a decision at this time. So I really don't know where that's going to go with that. I have a feeling it might probably be withdrawn eventually, but we'll see.
Okay, how about the Fields of Fire?
Fields of Fire, we did finally get some comments back from the fire marshal on that. And I know if you guys recall, there were, camping areas kind of all over the site in the back corners. And the fire marshal, if there's going to be camping back there, he wants to have some kind of access. So he wants to be able to drive an ambulance basically to all areas where there's going to be camping. And what I advise the applicant on that is that, if he is going to have camping back there and he has to build a road, I don't see a way he couldn't do that without at least having a portion of that road in the upland review area. So he's kind of working with the fire marshal and reworking that. We did get a 65-day extension for that. So, once we have a better idea what the fire marshal is looking for and the plan's updated, he'll be back to present that in front of you guys.
All right, thank you. Sutton Park.
Yep.
I guess, Deb, you're going to have to present. I don't see
No,
Tom.
Tom Thorndike is here. He came in as an attendee and I'm just now promoting him to panelist. So Tom, can you hear us?
Bob, did you want to say something?
Yes.
Bob wants to.
Bob?
On the Fields of Fire,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
stand by on that. I may have solved my problem.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Tom, can you hear us? Nope. So you are, Tom, you are not muted. We should be able to hear you. But I guess not. So I am going to go ahead and, let's see. Put up, there we go. So Tom has made some revisions to the plan as was discussed at the last meeting. He has reinforced the erosion controls around the back of the restroom building that's going to be removed. He also did a few other little tweaks to the E&S plan, including requiring an inspection before they start work. And he's noted who flagged the wetlands on the plan. I don't know if anybody has any questions about the plan.
Deb, do you think this is doable? I mean, I went out there and the water was lapping up against the bottom of the macadam.
It is. They're going to wait until a time of low flow in order to do it. So yeah, I do think it is doable. And I think it's necessary, frankly, to have that pavement to come out.
Yeah. Okay, as long as they wait till, July or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bob has a question.
Yeah, for the record, I walked the property on Sunday, the 19th. And I looked at the macadam that's behind the old bathroom. And it looks like the macadam ends and there's a concrete spillway added to it that goes into the water. And I was curious of how they're going to get that out.
And Tom, are you there? Tom, your audio should be working, but we cannot hear you. So I don't know the particulars of how they're going to do it. I do know that the town public works crews are going to be doing the work. It's not going to be a hired contractor. They're quite careful in their work with this sort of thing.
Are they gonna put a boom down?
No,
besides-
I think he's going to
Anything
be putting the erosion controls at the base of where they're going to be removing the concrete and the macadam. And they'll be working from up on the dry surface as opposed to in the brook.
My other question is, are all the sidewalks, macadam sidewalks coming up?
Yeah, let me just pull that plan up again.
I was concerned that they were gonna stop at the walkway that runs in front of the building and not do the ones that go out to the parking lot.
So you see the crosshatch areas here on the plan?
Yes, I do.
That's the area that's coming out.
Hello, can anybody hear me now?
Yes,
Oh, I
yes,
hear
we
you.
can.
All right, excellent.
Excellent. So you can answer the question of how they're gonna take out the pavement that's near the brook.
Sorry about that. I think it's, I'm using a remote desktop, so it doesn't want to use my laptop's microphone, but glad you guys can all hear me now. Sorry about that. I did hear the conversation, so we're talking about this getting the asphalt off of the bank of Fort Hill Brook. Is that correct?
Yes.
This is
And-
Bob Ashworth. I was looking at it over the weekend when I walked in the site walk. And it looks to me like the macadam ends and then it begins a concrete spillway going right into the water. And are you planning to take that out also?
Yes, we are. So I updated the plans this week, and so Deb.
I
those-
am, this
the
is the
new-
most
new
recent,
plans,
yes.
huh?
Yep.
Okay, so as you can see on the plans, on the bank of Fort Hill Brook, we've got silt fencing proposed, and in the area where the asphalt's close to Fort Hillbrook. We're proposing to reinforce that silt fencing with hay bales. And I'm also showing a detail of that on sheet 4, showing the hay bale in front of the silt fence, but we were thinking that would provide an extra degree of protection for when we go to excavate the asphalt off of the riverbank, and also catch any other debris that might fall down the bank.
And this is Deb. I thought working with Tom, I thought that the hay bales would be more appropriate than gravel, just because when you're ready to take it out, there's less likelihood of that falling into the brook.
True, probably true, yeah. And you're gonna wait till the middle of the summer when the water's low?
That was the plan. We were thinking late July, early August.
That's good, because when I went out there, the water was up on the macadam.
Eunice,
Okay,
I have you muted, Eunice, so you'll need to wave your hand if you want to say anything. We were getting a bit of feedback from you, so.
I don't even see her.
Thing that's causing some of the high water is it looks like the tree is falling across the creek bed, and it's almost acting as a dam. When I was out there on Sunday, you could see where it was obstructing the flow, and the water was in fact backed up almost to the macadam then. So I don't know whether that tree is the problem or if they want to remove it. That would help lower the water.
You there, Tom?
Yes. Yep, I can take a look at that and look into it.
Yeah, I mean, somebody could walk into the brook and take that section of the tree out. That might help.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? No? You have a copy of the permit? Eunice, do you have a copy?
I don't know how to look at it at the same time as this though. What do I do?
I'm going to share it. Hold on.
I can go back to my email.
Here we go. Nope, I've got it. There it is. There we go. So this was sent out to you this afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
You want to read that? Am I still muted?
No, you're good.
You're good.
I'll make a motion to approve inland wetlands 20-03 park bathroom demolition. After the demolition of building, removal of utilities and pavement within the upland review area. To approve the Sutton Park bathroom demolition application for the following reasons. There's no loss of wetland or water costs associated with this project. The applicant will remove the pavement on the bank of the brook and replace the area with native species. This permit is subject to the 4 standard conditions.
All right, do we have a second?
Second it.
Okay. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right. We're all set.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, everyone.
I didn't quite catch who seconded that. Was it Barbara or Bob
I think it was Barbara,
Williams?
either
Yes.
Barbara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
All right. I don't have anything particular.
I do.
Eunice does.
I do. Am I unmuted?
You are unmuted.
Yeah, so as I drove, I had not ever driven back there in that driveway to those little league fields back there. I kept,
We're having a little trouble hearing you.
so I kept driving past the bathroom. Can you hear me now, Barbara?
Yes, yes, thank you.
I kept driving past the bathroom towards, there are two Little League fields kind of back.
Yes, way in the back, yeah.
So I just want, and this is for Bruce and Deb. So I understand that this is not the town's situation, but the Grasso,
Mhm.
whatever we're going to grading on, whatever we're going to call that site. So there are two huge breaches, Deb. So even though they've got that fabric that's meant to grow grass super fast, whatever you name that, I know you have a name for that. There are two huge breaches in that fabric where the whole fabric is fallen down, and the silt fence is
Okay.
really in bad shape. And so I drove Grasso because I thought, well, I don't know, I'm trying to be an optimist in this time of stress. And then I thought, well, maybe they're just finished and, and that'll be it. But there's so much activity still going on up there. Now demolished the old Tech High School, and there's still a lot of erosible soil piles. So I really feel like they need to do their due diligence on a steep slope. That's certainly got to be, I don't know, 2 to 1.
Oh, it's more than that. It's more than that.
I'm be optimistic, but they really need to make sure that they're careful there.
Yep.
Please.
So 3 weeks ago, actually, there was erosion down into the brook. I mean, there was a delta in the brook, and they cleaned that up and restabilized the slope. And I checked it, and that had been done, but I haven't been out there since. So yeah, we'll get a hold of the contractor. We know who the contractor is. They're the same folks who are working on our middle school, so it's very easy to deal with. Yeah, okay, thank you. It's not a place you go to very often,
No.
Okay.
How about that? I'm going to drive by there pretty routinely until, because it's a pretty big deal there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been that far back in. I'll have to go back.
But it's a really steep slope. I don't think this agency would have allowed a slope that steep.
Mm. No, I didn't go back there.
All right, any others? Bruce? Oh, Barbara?
I noticed along Elm Street, sort of near where I live, Elm Street South, there's a lot of dumping on brush on both sides of the road. At 111, the lady cut down a huge row of hedge and dumped it all in a drainage ditch that goes along the road. And some other person has been dumping a lot of bamboo up and down the street on both sides.
What was the address, Barbara?
111, I think.
Okay.
I took a picture. I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, please.
Oh, good. Any others? No? Bruce, you have an update on the High Street?
Yeah, I do have an update on High Street. I talked at the last meeting. I described, what's going on that site. We've had some complaints about excessive clearing and exposed, exposed dirt everywhere and kind of an unstable slope there. I've been watching it for, actually almost 6 months now, but just recently they've cleared the whole site. There are suspected off-site wetlands that are pretty close to the property line. So what we did was we issued a stop work order there. Also advised the owner to submit a ENS plan to the town for us to review it to make sure, that slope is stable. And, really to make sure there's no sedimentation happening in the wetland off-site. I do know that the owner has instructed his soil scientist to reach out to actually Eunice, who is on the board at the Peace Sanctuary there. And I think she gave permission for them to do some flagging in the off-site wetlands. And she's giving a thumbs up. Yes, she did. And so what they're going to do is they're going to flag the offsite wetlands, and most likely they're going to be coming in for a wetland permit once we determine how close to the wetlands they did alter, and if it's a regulated activity, but I suspect it is.
All right, thank you, Bruce. Anything else? All right, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
You have a second?
I second it.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstentions? All right. Thank you, Deb. Another successful meeting.
Right.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Good night.
Yeah,
everyone.
you too.
Night all.
Good night.
Stay healthy.
Same.
Bye-bye.